This is the iPhone 13 mini in 2025. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. MTG here with another episode. If you're new to the channel, hi there. So it's been about 3.5-ish years, almost 3.5 years since the iPhone 13 mini released, and more than 4 years since the iPhone 12 mini released. These were the only two mini iPhones that Apple has ever released, and then they got rid of it with the iPhone 14 series, starting with the 14 Plus that replaced it, 15 Plus and 16 Plus. And those aren't really doing that well either. And the reason why they got rid of the 13 mini or the mini lineup in general is because it wasn't really doing well. But honestly, I still like it. And a lot of people do too. Maybe it's just a lot of people in the tech space. I don't know, but I do know a couple of people outside of the tech space in my personal just like community that has an iPhone 13 mini still that really do like it. And I also like it. I'm going to be keeping the iPhone 13 mini for as long as I can. I love this phone, and it just has held up super well in a lot of categories, surprisingly. And I want to start things off with design. I mean, it's held up great. It still feels really premium. And, you know, it doesn't have the update design. It doesn't have dynamic island. It doesn't have thinner bezels. That's completely fine with me. I still really like it, and just the premium look and feel of it. It's really light and easy to hold. And it's still, for me, the best compact smartphone I have ever used. And nowadays, the compact smartphones, the smallest ones we have are like iPhone 16 size with a 6.1, 6.2, 6.3 inch displays. Like those types of phones with those display sizes are now the new compact form factor. And at this point, I don't think we're going to be getting any sort of a mini device from anybody else as smaller screen size, so that's unfortunate. But nonetheless, display quality has also been really good. It gets plenty bright outdoors. Yes, it's 60 hertz, and I can really feel how much it's kind of lagging, I guess you can say, and especially coming from a phone that uses 120 hertz, like the iPhone 16 Pro and like the Pixel 9 Pro XL, you can definitely feel the 60 hertz. But once you kind of get in the routine of using it for a couple of days, I mean, you get used to it. You really get used to using 60 hertz on the iPhone 13 mini. Now, when I went to Istanbul back in February of 2024, as well as September of 2023, the iPhone 13 mini was my primary device. One, because my 15 Pro Max at the time, it's eSIM. And second of all, like I just don't want to keep switching SIM cards and with my other phone. So I brought my iPhone, which has a SIM card slot, and I have a Turkish SIM, just popped in the SIM, and I was all set to go. And I was able to use my other devices. I was able to use my other two lines for both personal and business, and kind of use this as a mobile hotspot, but also use it to make calls locally in Istanbul when I needed to. And it was great. It was really great. Like sometimes I would leave my other phones and kind of go out with this because I downloaded everything I needed to. I had all my contacts on here that I needed to, and it kind of took care of everything. Yes, you know, I had to carry a portable charger. I'll get to that later in the video, but everything else has been great with this, including the performance. The performance on this has been great. And yes, you know, it has a A15 Bionic chipset, and it came out in 2021, but it still performs very good. Yeah, if you compare it to the A18 chipsets, yeah, it's kind of like, you know, a second or two behind, but it still performs great. I mean, you're not really losing anything if you still have an iPhone 13 mini, or even just any iPhone 13 that's running the A15 Bionic chipset. Still runs very well. It's running iOS 18 on top of that, and I've had minimal bugs, pretty much none that I really noticed after downloading iOS 18. And as you can see, I have some like Turkish apps here, and I have the Turkish version of like Uber Eats. I have like my SIM card app right here, or my carrier app. And yeah, I mean, you can tell like I use this overseas. But yeah, on a day-to-day basis, the performance has been awesome. Like I've had no problems whatsoever. That also includes the cameras. I love the iPhone 13. This is like, if you just kind of want to, let's say, go out for a weekend and just leave everything, including your phones, but still want to bring some sort of small camera. I know this is a phone, but some sort of camera that's super compact that still performs like a champ. iPhone 13 mini. I've used this for countless videos here on YouTube in the past. I've made countless videos about it as well, but I've also used it to make content also on TikTok. And it's great. I mean, this is one of the iPhones that I'll still continue to use in 2025 for its great camera quality, both for photos and for videos. It's just reliable. And I think that's something a lot of people see too, like iPhone cameras in general. They just perform really good in both the photo and camera department. And again, like it's perfect for on the go. It's perfect if you want to start making content. If you have an iPhone 13 mini and you're still hesitant about making content and you're thinking about needing the right gear and stuff, you already have the right gear. You have the iPhone 13 mini in your pocket. I mean, a wide and ultra wide camera setup is perfect enough. If I had this setup with my LG G3 back in 2014 when I started MTG Productions, back then it was a different name, but when I started this channel, would have been awesome. Would have been great. And there's so many great opportunities nowadays to start making content, and especially if you want to make content in 2025, it's easier than ever. It's never too late. And if you have a phone like the iPhone 13 mini or anything newer, get started. You're missing out. But yeah, cameras, both photos, videos, have been very reliable, and they've aged very well. Up until everything I've talked about, the performance, design, camera, they've aged very well. They've continued to perform very well. The battery life has always been the worst part, I guess, or like it's not the most powerful part of the phone. That makes sense. It's a smaller compact device and it's not that thick, so it doesn't really house a thick battery. Now, it was better than the 12 mini, which I did end up trading in for the 13 mini. But if you're gonna be a heavy user, which I am, that's why what I mentioned earlier, I would bring a portable charger with me. And that's the case. If you're a heavy user, you're gonna wanna bring a portable charger with you, preferably MagSafe, just throw it on there whenever you need it. And sometimes on my trip, I'd have to charge it twice. So that does mean a lot, especially if you're gonna use it for cameras, for photos, videos. You're gonna wanna bring a portable charger, a power bank. It can be like a 10,000 milliamp hour. It can be like those 5,000 Anchor or ESR power banks. Just throw it on there, MagSafe, and you're all set to go. And that will last you for the entire day. So yeah, battery life, don't expect too much. Charging speeds, yeah, it's whatever, it's fine, but the battery life is not that great. And again, if you're gonna be rocking an iPhone 13 mini in 2025, I think you probably should know that, or you should be expecting that. Like, you probably already have it in your head, like, okay, I know the battery life isn't going to perform well, but I'm still gonna use the iPhone 13 mini in 2025. Now, normally I talk about pricing with devices because it's a determining factor for a lot of people when purchasing a smartphone or just talking about it in general. Apple doesn't sell this anymore, so I can't really talk about its MSRP. If you want to pick it up, Amazon Renewed, I've seen them 400 or 500, maybe even lower on other sites as well. Then yeah, and I've used Amazon Renew before on past devices, and they're like new. Like, I've had no problems with them, so I can personally recommend it. But if you don't feel comfortable, then probably look elsewhere. Again, that's just somewhere I would use. I've used it before, so I'll probably use the service again. And yeah, at that price, I mean, should you pick up the 13 mini? Again, that ultimately comes down to you. I'm not here to kind of persuade anyone to pick it up. Just sharing my thoughts about it and whether you should kind of use it in 2025. But kind of wrapping things up, this was Apple's last mini iPhone. Let's just take a moment. Just a moment to appreciate the last mini iPhone. Okay, now that we took that moment to appreciate the last mini iPhone, I really wish Apple had continued the mini lineup. And I hope one day they actually do kind of resurrect the mini lineup. You never know. You know, one can only dream. One can dream like an iPad mini Pro. One can dream of an iPhone 18 mini or a 17 mini, maybe, who knows. Or maybe, even better, why don't you make the iPhone SE lineup the iPhone mini lineup? Again, at this point, I don't think the rumors are indicating that that's going to be the case, but one can hope. One can hope, hopefully one day. But other than battery life, this phone, in my experience, has been a champ. Especially if you just want to keep things simple, minimal, and not looking for too much. This performs great in every other category other than the battery life. I can easily recommend this device for those who are looking for a great smartphone experience and a compact form factor. Again, I'm not here to say go buy it, but again, if anyone is out here looking for a recommendation, here it is. Or if you're a smartphone collector. I know there are smartphone collectors that are out there picking up older iPhones specifically, or maybe Samsung devices, whatever it may be. I think this is a great phone to start adding to your collection. But at that point, if you're a smartphone collector, I don't know if you're gonna buy it used or unopened from its box. I don't know. That's up to you. Again, I mean, I don't really have a smartphone. I have a smartphone collection, but I make content about them. Maybe, who knows, in a couple of years, I'll actually start like a smartphone collection. I'll be a collector for smartphones. I mean, I collect Pokemon cards, so I may do that with smartphones as well, like older ones, older devices. Who knows? But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, definitely be sure to superman that like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video because it really does help out the channel out a lot. It will help push my content out to more people. I'm excited for the future of MTG Productions as well as my other channels, and hopefully with your support, by supporting with like the links down below, commenting, liking, subscribing, sharing, checking out my wallpaper packs like this one, Illusions 2.0, links in the description down below. Hopefully we will continue to grow MTG as a community, reach really great goals in 2025. My goal here for the channel is 60,000 subscribers. I kind of wanted to be realistic when making this goal, and I'll be putting out videos in the coming weeks of just my life, making content in the tech space and sharing updates to the channel. So definitely be sure to stay tuned. But I hope you guys did enjoy. If you made it to this point of the video, share the eyes emoji, like the two eyes together emoji. And that's been it for me. I'll catch you guys in the next video.